All right, how to arrange your beats for artists that you're working with side by side, or just, somebody that sends you like, hey, I want a custom beat. This is exactly how to do it. Let's get straight into it. Now for this video, this is how I do things. I'm gonna let you guys hear the song that I'm working on, and after that, we're just gonna dive into how I arranged it and why I did it that way.
Let's just keys the RMC.
I'm gonna go straight to the chorus. That's the intro.
Feel like me and you are so distant. Can't find you and them, girl, you got what I'm missing. Your love in my hands, my only mission. And I can't explain the way it feels when we kiss. And now, seem like something new every day.
All right, so you guys get the point of the song. From the beginning, I like to really start off the song with just something very subtle, because most of the time when you're making beats for artists that they're gonna rap or sing or whatever, artist has to be the thing or the person that stands out the most, right? So I'm gonna just mute the vocals really quick and show you guys. Just in the beginning, I start off with just some pads, something very simple, and I'll tell you guys why I arranged it the way I did, why I removed some stuff. So this is what it started with.
Let's just keys the RMC.
Really quick note, before you even start making the beat, you have to ask the artist, what key do you usually sing in? What key do you usually rap in? I think that's super important because they're already used to that specific key, and that way you don't waste your time. At least if he doesn't like the beat, it's in the right key you tried. So right off the bat, once you know what type of beat that you want to make, you start looking for reference tracks. That's another big thing. If you already are working with an artist and he's okay with sending you some reference tracks, maybe a beat he found on YouTube, and you're like, oh wow, I like this one, can you recreate it? That's super important. I use that into my advantage to save us both some time. When you start already making the beat, like for instance right here, I start off with this 4-bar loop. Now, every time a 4-bar, is going to happen, I like to change every 4 to 8 bars. It's super important not to keep the beat super boring. Now, for this 8-bar, the intro started, I brought in the bass right here at the second 4-bar loop. And then once it drops, I take off the bass again. He's rapping.
Gone away for a while now. You say you can't stay for a while.
Now, the reason I did that is because I want to show some transition dynamics into the song. So for instance, that's just the first verse, right? It's not the chorus yet, it's not the pre-chorus, nothing. So you want to make sure, you're transitioning and showing dynamic into the song. If I left the bass here in the beginning, then when the chorus drops, there's not going to be a lot of different. The bass is what carries most of the songs, most of the beats. So drop out the bass, maybe here and there when you feel like it shouldn't be there. Now every song is different, so I can't tell you it must be dropped only for the verse, only for the chorus. No, I mean every song is different. Let's carry on listening.
Trying to find your heart, I'll go some miles out. What's up with what you say? Are you gonna lie now? Feel like
So if you notice right here, I left a gap, right? I could have just continued to stretch these out all the way. This is how it would have sounded if I would have just left them the way it was.
what's up with what you say? Are you gonna lie? Trying to find your heart, I'll go some miles out. What's up with what you say? Are you gonna lie now? Feel like me.
I mean, it doesn't sound too bad, but just listen to the difference now.
Trying to find your heart, I'll go some miles out. What's up with what you say? Are you gonna lie now? Feel like
It's like a complete different transition once you leave gaps in between. And there's gaps all in between this song everywhere, because it makes the song pop out a little bit more. Not pop out, but pop out a little bit more. The way you bring the song to life is by adding these little gaps here and there. Now I added the bass, so let's get to the second chorus and let's see how I transition back to another verse.
now, seem like something new every day. Girl, why you blame me?
Keep in mind, for the chorus, I put in everything. Everything's added here: bass, drum, every melody I have.
Me when it is you in the way. It's you I can't trust, but I don't wanna give up. Why you stir the pot? You know we gon' run out of love. I've been gone away for a while.
Now, again, right here, I left, you see right here, there's just a couple things that are removed. It's just a bass, open hat, you know, the hi-hat, and then like I think one of the vocal chops or just one of the chords right here. This is one of the chords. One of the sounds I use. I didn't drop out everything. That's something maybe to take into consideration, because you don't always have to drop out everything. Sometimes you just want to drop out a few things here and there to keep kind of the flow of the song, but still have some dynamic in it. Now, when it drops back into like the pre-chorus, I leave the bass. I have to add a crash to make it, you know, a good transition. And I leave most of the sounds on there. So this is how it sounds.
I've been gone away for a while now. You say you can stay for a while. Trying to find your heart, I'll go some miles out. What's up with what you say? Oh, you gon' lie now. Oh, you gon' lie to me.
So back to pre-chorus, it does all of that. And again, I left that gap because it just creates more of a dynamic. Now, I went ahead and added all the instruments again for the chorus, for the pre-chorus. But it's just, like I said, every song depends on what you want to do with it. But to leave gaps in between your songs is super important. Like, those little gaps are going to help you create so much dynamic. And I want to show you guys this one last thing right here. This part right here.
But I'm still addicted, but I'm still
Now
attached.
keep in mind, this is like the last verse of the song right here.
But I'm still addicted, but I'm still attached to you. After all this time, don't give a damn, I'll still run after you. But lately you've been acting new, and I ain't even mad at you. I ain't even mad at you, cause I've been gone away for.
So in between this, I still left a couple gaps. It's not like a crazy amount of space, but again, it keeps the song flowing, keeps it going, brings it to life. Remove a couple things for the verses, and just not too many things. Sometimes you got to drop out everything, just leave one melody. It wouldn't be the same song. Anyways, guys, I don't want to make this video super long. I could go into depth, like just talking about every little detail, chords and playing this, but the most important part of this video is make space for the artist by creating some gaps, and that'll create dynamic into a song, keep the song flowing. So yeah, if you guys want to see more of these videos, how maybe I engineered his his vocals, let me know, and I would love to do them for you. Like I said, this is a straight learning channel. If you want to see the video that's going to drop how we collabed and how we did everything, go subscribe to RMC Beats. Till next time, guys, stay blessed and stay positive. Peace.